Well, we have Mayor Giuliani. Mr. Giuliani, welcome back to our program. Thank you, sir.
Hi, Larry. How are you?
I'm pretty good. Let me ask you. You took a couple of whacks at Senator Hillary Clinton, and at one point you said Hillary wants to put a lid on our growth. It's an interesting point. What did you mean exactly? Can you expand on that point?
Obviously, if you raise taxes, if you increase regulations, if you build 8 or 10 government bureaucracies as she wants to do for health care, you're putting a lid on our growth. You're trying to level things off. You're not giving us an opportunity by putting more money back into the private sector, reducing the size of government, to let the private sector do the magic that it does, which means, unlimited possibilities.
We heard from her top advisor last evening, Roger Altman, that she wants to promote savings and investment. Today, Senator Clinton promoted a matching plan. Government puts up some money, you put up some money for a new 401k account. What's your take on that kind of savings plan?
It doesn't sound very different than the Hillary bond program, where she was going to give out $5,000 a child. This is going to be $1,000 a person. It's actually be more expensive than the Hillary bond program. It's going to be $25 billion. That's an enormous expenditure. It would seem to me the better thing to do is find taxes. Don't be sending money out to people. This is a George McGovern idea. This is what George McGovern was going to do in 1972. He's going to send a $1,000 check to everybody. So she's essentially copying. We're kind of like going in reverse. We're going to pick up George McGovern ideas of sending out money and Walter Mondale ideas of taxing people more.
You had a spat with Governor Romney over the line item veto.
Right.
I want to ask you, your view is that it doesn't work because it's not constitutional because the Supreme said no. Some conservatives would say to you, that's judicial activism just because the Supreme say no. One shouldn't give up the fight for a line item veto. How do you respond to that?
Well, no, you shouldn't give up the fight for a line item veto, but you should do it with a constitutional amendment. The reality is that if you're a strict constructionist and you read the Constitution, this would be a major alteration of the separation of powers that the framers did not intend. You can't have it both ways if you're a strict constructionist. You can't have the Constitution come out the way you want it to come out. And the reality is, in that particular case, New York City had lost $250 million. I believed, and my lawyers believed, it was illegal and unconstitutional. I would not have been taking care of my responsibilities as mayor of New York City if I hadn't fought for that money. And I think the people of the United States want a president who's going to fight for them. And I took on President Clinton, and I beat him in the United States Supreme Court.
Can I just ask at the end here, and we appreciate your time, some people have criticized you because you haven't taken the no tax pledge. Here you are suggesting that the line item veto isn't going to work. What would your response be to the no tax pledge?
I have a record of lowering taxes 23 times. I've lowered them over $9 billion. Governor Romney, actually, taxes went up when he was governor of Massachusetts. In my case, the tax burden went down by 7%. His case, it went up by 8%. I have the strongest record of any Republican on that stage of actually lowering taxes. You know that, Larry. You were in New York. And I lowered taxes in a place where it was really, really hard to do it. So I take only one pledge: to uphold the Constitution of the United States. My intention is to lower taxes.
All right.
My intention is to reduce spending. I think you talk about intentions, not pledges. You take one big pledge. It's to uphold the laws and the Constitution of the United States.
All right. Thank you, America's Mayor Rudy Giuliani.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.